Welcome everyone. In this lesson we will talk about some other factors or definitions regarding rectifiers: form factor, peak inverse voltage, and the peak factor of half wave rectifier. Starting with the form factor, what does form factor mean? It is a ratio between the root mean square voltage and the average load voltage. So it will be like this: VRMS divided by VDC. These definitions are constant for every type of rectifiers or every circuit. The only difference is that the values of VRMS and VDC will change from one circuit to another. So the VRMS in this circuit of the half wave rectifier is Vmax over 2 and V average is Vmax over pi, so it will be 1.57. What does the form factor actually represent? It representing the gap between RMS and the average value. So the larger the gap between them, the more worse or the worse the rectifier is. So what I mean by this, actually if you remember that in DC we have average equal to RMS. VRMS is similar to V average, right? So V average equal to VRMS. So in this case, the form factor in a pure DC circuit is equal to 1, right? So the larger the form factor, the larger or the farther the form factor away from 1, it means that the circuit is much worse than before. Okay, so the lower this value or closer to 1, it means the rectifier is much better. V average is close to VRMS. Now remember the ripple factor, right? Remember the ripple factor. Ripple factor, if you don't remember, was root, and we obtained it in a previous lesson. VRMS over VDC all square minus 1. Now VRMS over VDC is simply the form factor that we just explained. So we can say there is a relation between ripple factor and form factor. It will be equal to root form factor square minus 1. Another one which is important when selecting the diode, which is the peak inverse voltage. Now what I mean by this is the maximum voltage that the diode can withstand during the reverse bias conditions. So if you look at this diode here, now when does it work in the blocking mode? It works in the blocking mode during the negative cycle, right? So my question is to you, what is the maximum value of voltage that the diode must withstand in the blocking mode? This is the maximum value. This is the maximum value that the diode must withstand in the reverse bias mode. This maximum value in the inverse direction or in the reverse bias conditions is called the peak inverse voltage. Now the problem is that, let's say for example, this diode can withstand 10 volt in the reverse mode. If this value reaches 15 volt, what will happen is that the diode will be destroyed because 15 volt is greater than the peak inverse voltage of the diode itself. Now the peak inverse rating of the diode is a very important, or a primary importance is a design of the rectification system, because this is the value that the diode have to block, the maximum stress applied to this diode. As you can see here, the whole input voltage appears across the diode during the reverse bias mode, the same which I just explained. Okay, so the maximum voltage appears across the diode is equal to peak inverse, or the peak value of the supply voltage, which is this value. Okay. Okay, now what is the peak factor of a half wave rectifier? This is another definition. So the peak factor is simply a ratio between peak value of the output voltage with respect to RMS value of the output voltage. So it will be like this, Vmax. So if you look at here in this circuit, which is the half wave rectifier, what is the peak value? Peak value is Vmax, okay, with respect to the root mean square of the signal. Now in this circuit, which is the half wave rectifier, it will be equal to 2. Now why is this? Because simply Vmax, which is the maximum value of the output signal, which is equal to Vmax of the supply, right? Vm. Now what about RMS? RMS is Vmax over 2 in the half wave rectifier. So dividing this 2, this will go with this. 1 divided by half gives us 2, which is this value. Okay, that's what we call the peak factor, ratio between peak value of the output voltage with respect to the RMS. Now let's talk about applications of half wave rectifier. Of course, this is the simplest and a very simple circuit that is used as a rectifier. Okay, usually we don't use this half wave rectifier, but I will just explain what is the application that can be used despite the large power losses and the efficiency of 40% that I have talked about before. So number one is used for the detection of amplitude modulated radio signals. It's used in welding purposes. It gives a polarized voltage or a voltage with one polarity. For example, as you can see here, positive only, one polarity. Since it rectifies a signal, it can be used in many signal demodulation processes. All of this is this one, and this one are related to communication field, electronics and communication fields. We don't care about this from the electrical power engineering perspective. What are the advantages? As you can see, it is a very simple circuit, just one die to convert an AC or an AC signal into a rectified or a DC output. Number two, it is a very cheap signal, cheaper upfront cost as it requires very less equipment. However, there is a lot of power losses due to the presence of efficiency of 40%. The disadvantages include number one, it only takes advantage of just half of the signal. The other half is completely wasted, which leads to power losses, 40% efficiency. Number two, the output voltage is very low. So if you take the average value here for the voltage, it will be very low compared to something like full wave rectifiers. Now also the output current, as we said before, our output voltage is not purely DC as it contains ripples. Remember the ripple factor that we talked about, and it's for this circuit has a high ripple factor. As you can see, large ripples compared to even full wave rectifier.